Hello, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Beyond the Summit presentation of Newbee versus Invictus Gaming here in the iLeague Season 3 LAN. These guys have been fighting it out for a while now. In the lower bracket, these guys are subject to elimination based on the result of this match, so we'll get into it here. Some 6.84 Chinese Dota here with big money on the line. Thank you guys once again for tuning in to Beyond the Summit. I myself am Blaze, and today I am joined by none other than Ryuuboruz. How's it going, man?
What's up? Good morning. Us Americans need to stick together in these troubling times, these early morning hours. How was your nap?
Yeah. It was all right. 5 hours is not going to be a problem for now, but you know, when we're in hour 8 of the broadcast, maybe
I'm gonna be like,
yeah. Yeah, you're gonna be falling apart as soon as I'm picking up. My caffeine's just kicking in, so I'm almost ready to go. But yeah, pretty excited for this match, man. I mean, obviously IG are favored here. They've been performing a lot better in recent times. Newbee since TI4 have really just kind of not only lost 2 members, but also kind of had a trouble adjusting to patches, had trouble practicing, and just putting enough dedication into the game to really show that they're worthy of a championship title. But here they are. They're kind of picking up new meta strats with Visage and Darkseer. They're looking for opportunities of countering out one of the best teams in China. And if they're going to make a statement of intent for TI5, I guess they have to do it here.
Right. This has to be the showing where Newbee has to really beat out IG, prove themselves that they really did deserve the TI spot over Rave. And yeah, but that's because I think Newbee did take Rave's spot. Everybody will probably agree with that, and or you could say Malaysia took Rave's spot.
That's the thing, is it really depends if it was a go-to pickup with the fact that they are champions. And I'd say 3 out of 5 you can probably say that that's pretty much a free invite, but all the same, it's those last few invites are definitely ones that people will analyze a lot in that context. But
oh yeah,
now we see them here going into phase 2. We see the IO Tiny versus the Visage Darkseer. By the way, guys, if you do want to listen to something else, don't know why you would, but if you did, Zyclops is actually also cast in this game, so completely different style between the analytical process we're going to bring here. If you just want to sit back and enjoy a more casual comical stream, then he's going to be on the secondary stream of Beyond the Summit. So go to beyondthesummit.tv and click the second stream, and that's where you'll find Cyclops casting the exact same game. So just
we lost 8,000 viewers.
Oh,
thanks, Blaze.
Instantly gone. We're done.
We only had 8,000 to begin with. Game, in the stream.
Reserved.
But yeah, so yeah, if you guys want to head over there, he's going to be doing the same 2, I think these next 2 matches are the same, and then we'll only have 1 stream for the final match, but that's not a big deal. Anyways, we're still in the draft here, so going into phase 2, we see the Clockwork and the Broodmother banned out, as well as the Rubik and Witch Doctor. So Newbee taking a few offlaners off the board, Invictus Gaming prioritizing the supports.
This is going to be very interesting. Now that you have this Darkseer pickup, IG might want to consider going the dual lane still. Since they just picked up the Dazzle, they can now run this tri-lane in the bottom lane, heal up against those ion shells, and really clear it out. So that opens up a lot of things for IG where they're not really susceptible to doing this dual lane mid, which they still can do, and then pick up, a ranged hero that could really deal with the Darkseer off lane. But Newbee themselves, they can go aggressive as well. Visage, innately strong, and
10 seconds to go.
I mean, I don't know. It just depends on what they want to run next. With the Drow nerfs, I don't think you can really go Drow anymore. I don't think it's going to be enough, especially when you have a Tiny in this game. Tiny can get a relatively fast Blink Dagger, and then if he just blinks on you, you're dead. Instantly dead from Drow Ranger. I mean, you do have the Dazzle, but Dazzle has to be like babysitting you the whole entire time, and I don't think that's really reliable this game.
Well, I mean, the Dazzle's also on the Tiny's team, so, I mean, in that context, it's kind of really good against Drow, because she's putting out so much physical damage. You've got the positive armor, you've got the Shallow Grave, you can keep people alive a long time, which is rare to say against a Visage, because Visage, puts out so much damage. It's either his team is receiving a lot of damage, and he is able to kind of put out a little bit of a return there, or he's able to just pile damage on top of damage, so it's actually really nice that IG have this all-around draft, and although I think Drow could be viable here, I don't think it's their go-to pickup. So Let's see what we've got here. Tree and Protector and Visage, most likely as the supports here. Means no stuns until the familiars come out. But if they get just a stunning core, then I guess that won't really matter too much. And they've got a hell of a lot of early brawling potential. Like, they can just kind of skirmish very actively. With Grave Chill, Soul Assumption, and Leech Seed, these abilities allow you to really get in the thick of things. And so I think these supports are going to be very active, perhaps even to the extent of an aggro try, if they feel that Darkseer could have a superior 1v1 in the safe lane.
I mean, all you need to do is have Grave Cleep. All you have to do is just Grave Chill somebody, Leech Seed somebody, and then run them down with Ion Shell with a Surge possibly, and they're dead. I mean, not too much to. I mean, with this Razor pickup though, you have to think about it too. The Link will help out. You can drain Darkseer's mana. You can zone him out really easy early on. As long as he doesn't get that level 2, he can't really benefit from this lane too much. He can't get in and out quickly here. So I really love IG's pickup right now. They have enough sustain. They can do dual lanes again. Once Io and Tiny can go, and then Dazzle and Razor can go bottom lane, and then they have the Dazzle heal for really dealing with Darkseer. But another thing Newbee can do is they can always pick up another ranged hero or a more aggressive hero like this. You can pick Slark. You can still put Darkseer in the top lane, or you can even put Darkseer mid against a Tiny Wisp combo. Well, that's what they used to do a lot in the past during the TI3 era. They had the Io and Tiny, but still you could put the Darkseer against them. So this is really good for Newbee where they want to go. It's really flexible right now, and banning probably here for Newbee wants to be an offlane hero. What do you want to see taken out?
10 seconds to go.
He's already clocked. Oh, okay, well.
Yeah, that's already. They've already banned out quite a bit on the off lane. So I mean, no matter what Luo gets here, it's not going to be like the end of the world. I still think that there's plenty of like variable options for this. They go for an old school pickup. They go for the Batrider here. So this is going to be pretty interesting. I'm curious how well his laning phase goes because. As mentioned, there are no stuns to limit his potential, but if he's not near impassable terrain where he can just use the Firefly to his advantage, where he can go over the cliffs and over the high ground, then yeah, I'm not sure if he'll have the best of time. And I think they could try to look to shut down the Batrider, because if you don't get level 3 or more on a Batrider, you can forget about jungling. That just doesn't work with the hero with so few damage instances and on the Firefly and everything. But Weaver's going to be picked up along with Slardar, so they have a very clear intention of just focusing people down. But one thing I am going to note is that the Razor is really strong in this position. If he is able to farm up well on the mid, as he should be able to, or wherever he ends up laning, he's going to be able to build himself up very tanky against this kind of lineup, and he's naturally got a decent armor pool, which Weaver and Slardar will do their best to negate, but still they're fighting an uphill battle there. And he's also going to be able to withstand ganks against the Visage and Tree very well because of his passive. The fact is, you usually don't look at it, but the Unstable Current can do a lot of work when Visage is spamming out multiple single target abilities, and Tree needs to get close for those right clicks after the Leech Seed. So I could see Razor surviving, thriving, and moving forward in this game pretty heavily.
Yeah, they have a lot of sustain coming in from Wisp and Dazzle, and obviously one of them is going to be getting a mech. Depends on who they want to do it on. And the biggest problem for me right now is Newbee. Where are they going to set up their lanes? Are they going to go aggro? Are they going to put Darkseer mid and Weaver top against Batrider? Because I think Batrider will win that. Oh, Batrider will lose to Weaver 9 out of 10 times. And Darkseer will be a wash in the mid lane. He shouldn't die. And then they can get a lot done in the off lane, because it'll be a dual lane. Is it going to be a dual lane, though? Doesn't look like it. From IG side.
Yeah, I mean, they're moving around a lot. Right now, it's hard to tell, because right now, all the Wisp wants to do is tether to the Batrider, give him the movement speed boost to get him the ward down, and the Sentry Ward does come out in a pretty dewardable position. Usually, you use that movement speed advantage to get there quick so you can do something surprising, but honestly, that's the most dewardable Sentry they could have placed, so I'm not sure about Lua's decision there, but yeah, moving across the map here, there's gonna be a Magic Bush board.
30 seconds
if I can start talking this time in the morning, Magic Bush ward coming out to knock out 2 camp spawns if that is not dewarded. So that's gonna be just taking commanding position against the Batrider stacks. They don't want to allow him to stack up for the Firefly, even on the easy camp. They don't want easy pulling to come through. But Ferrari withstands their pressure here with the Boots of Speed. He can pretty much outmaneuver them. They'll get the bottom bounty rune, but top should be contested pretty quickly. Avalanche coming through, and Chuan does pick up the bounty rune, so bottle for him.
Yep, nice rotation and coming in from IG, picking that up. Now this is bottle, as you're stating here. This is really good. And they did some damage to Weaver. He's going to have to use up 1 tango already. But still, in this lane, are they rotating? Where is... Okay, well, Luo's just going... Yeah, they're rotating. This is what they have to do. I don't think there's any way for IG to really win their lanes with this setup. So Newbee picked really well so far, and they're doing great laning setups right now.
So we're going to be seeing Lewis kind of play a suicide lane in the safe lane. I don't know. He's going to be playing 1v3 under pressure without any pulls, without any way of accessing his jungle fully. And we're going to be seeing him kind of in a tough position where he still could be killed off. Especially, I was talking about the importance of cliffs and impassable terrain. In the Radiant safe lane, you don't get any of that. So failing 1 stack, he really is just going to be forced out away from the creep wave. And if Rabbit keeps good creep equilibrium, he actually could be zoned out in his own safe lane. So while they will be doing well in general with the IO Tiny, and up top we do see some damage, that's still going to be a weak point in their draft. It's going to be that bottom lane.
Yeah, they'll probably rotate Tree up or somebody. You want to rotate a hero up so they can get some... Oh, bottom lane. They gotta have some action here, but Luo can just fly away. As you're saying, though, earlier, Batrider is useless in the game if he doesn't get 3. There's 0 chance he can kill. You have to have like 5 or 6 stacks up, and then you have to get up to like 7 or 8 to kill off camps now with the Batrider nerf. And Moo doing a great job up here still. I mean, all he has to do really is get levels since they rotated over. Darkseer's going to get levels in the mid, and then you're going to have Rabbit having a fast Blink Dagger this game, going to be tempo controlling, and then your Darkseer's not getting shut down as well. So the 2 key heroes in this game for Newbee are doing great right now.
Ooh, Banana's trying to get involved here. A lot of HP to work with, but the Iron Shell, he still backs off. They do not want to go to toe with 3 individuals there on that top rune spawn, so they will just back off and still rotate the tree to help the Weaver. They don't want him to be completely at a loss for farm. We have seen offlane in the Weaver in the past where like you pretty much get no items at all and you just get levels and start split pushing and stuff like that, but it doesn't seem ideal. Visage does find a nice haste rune, but with the creep wave coming in, doesn't get to use it very efficiently as far as getting damage out there. But how would you build an underfarm Weaver in this metagame? Would you consider like a Medallion or a Solar Crest as a possible progression and let the Slaughter do the work?
The only thing that can really kill him is the Avalanche Toss combination and Batrider maybe getting a lasso into that combination. So, I mean, people are going to flame me for saying this, and Fear's done it before, but a casual pipe, or not a pipe, the hood dress onto a Weaver is really good, honestly, in my opinion. I use it a lot. You can go for that fast Desolator Rush, but this is not... I don't know if this is a Linken's game. The only thing it cancels is Batrider, so I think he might be able to play more aggressive. You have tree armor to keep you alive, too, and you're going to be having a mechanism on the line. It just depends on like how aggressive does he want to play this game. Does he want to split push and farm effectively and not get ganked? Then you probably want to get a Linken's. But if you want to be in the team fights early on, I say it's the headdress and maybe into a Vitality or something, you know.
So are you just talking about the headdress regeneration? Or?
Rush.
Oh, they do connect with a couple of stuns here. Slows and nukes. That's going to be the first blood for Rabbit. So good combo there. Does get the flank opportunity with the sprint, and he's able to bring it home for first blood. But yeah, are you talking about the Hood of Defiance or the headdress of regen?
It's kind of tough too. I like finishing off the hood most of the time. That's just me as a personal player, but it's the casual is always nice too. You get the casual Ring of Health. You can either choose to go for treads, or you can go for I don't know how good Solar Crest is on Weaver nowadays. You can go Solar Crest Deso. You don't know how much minus armor that is. Holy cow!
Yeah, that's pretty insane. I mean, the Deso isn't all that expensive. You've got already amplified damage, negative armor. You've got swarm negative armor. So stacking that up will counteract the Dazzle's entire ultimate and then some. So really, they could really hammer it on. And I really like the idea of Solar Crest against the Tiny. Tiny doesn't go BKB for a while, and even when he does, then you could just use it after the BKB is activated and still get that negative 30% chance to hit, which would really impact his damage output very directly. Up top, there's going to be a bit of a skirmish here. Weaver continuing to be forced.
Look at this
off the lane.
jungling though right now. Like he has 10 stacks and one sticky. He was able to clear it off place.
Oh my, the ogres have fallen. 10 stacks. That's what, 200 mana put in from the sticky napalm? I don't, that's not efficient.
That's the only way. He got his level 3 though. There's
Yeah.
some faith. There's some hope.
And here's a ward for you, just to make it all the more difficult. So Luo will get this stack taken care of, but that's about it. And they're watching it all the while, so the Visage will probably leech half of this experience and get himself to level 4.
Yep. What is yeah, June has his bottle here. He's doing really well. 20 CS against Tiny's 34. I thought June might have a better time, but still they can. With the waves always being pushed in, you can always deny creeps here and there. He has to kind of play a little bit far back. They still can kill him if they can get the combo off into Wisp Balls. It's still a very deadly combination, but he can still farm safely from afar away. And then he can always go back into the jungle and stack if he really wanted to. Surprisingly enough, there's no stacks on Newbee's side right now. They haven't gone back to the jungle and done any of that. But do they know Sanshang's here? I feel like they do.
Yeah, I think Firefly caught sight of him for just a moment, and now we'll see the damage come through. Avatos and the Spirit still get a return kill, so now they're in a position where they at least make up for the experience they lost when he was stealing it from the jungle, and they can kind of push forward a little bit with this tiny Wisp. I mean, the Wisp already having Bottle, Magic Stick, finding a regen rune, tethering that up, and they're going to just keep moving. They're just going to keep on trucking along, making their way down bottom, and although the Dire Ward will scout out their rotation so they won't catch the Weaver off guard, it's still at least going to be a good lane position for them. Meanwhile, up top, Ferrari is now at level 5, Faith is behind him with a potential Shallow Grave, so I think they're actually feeling more comfortable about all their lanes as Luo makes his way to the mid.
And it's all old timing. Here it goes. Ferrari he's taking all the damage away, but still Sanshang's here. He's gonna have the nuke. He's gonna TP out. Well played from Faith.
Yeah, just good keeping the Shallow Grave in reserve, keeping the TP scroll ready. As long as there's no bash skill, the Crush is the only way to interrupt a TP at this early stage in the game. Vacuum as well, but that's also not been skilled. So yeah, we're not talking about many TP interrupts until a few minutes later when the Familiars come out, when the Overgrowth comes out.
And the vacuum will be pretty big, but normally you won't have that for the TPs. And sometimes you could get burned for just leveling up the wall here. Like what June has, he leveled up the wall first. In most cases, it's the right scenario because it does more damage and it lasts for 40 seconds. It's great for deep pushing of towers. Just put that wall out there. But sometimes if you want to cancel a TP, then you're pretty much screwed for Darkseer.
Yeah, but Darkseer's doing pretty well himself. He's top of the level chart right now, moving on up to level 7.5, and he's going to be able to make use of his max out Iron Shell as well. Replica do some real work here. Tiny has been using his nukes to bring down the Iron Shield creeps for the most part, but oh, that's an interesting play. Luo actually camping the rune and getting the toss over to him, so Chuan can pick that up quickly and cleanly and make his move away. But yeah, so I mean, levels are looking decent for the Darkseer, but pretty weak for Newbee supports. On the other hand, IG are pretty much all around middle of the pack. I mean, they're going to be pulling forward pretty well with some tanky items for Ferrari. Burning's, of course, going to make his move towards most likely the Aghanim Scepter next. But all in all, I would say they're just kind of in a good average mindset right now.
Yeah, surprising Newbee really didn't take advantage more. I mean, they've tried to shut down the Wisp Tiny in the mid lane with the Darkseer, maybe getting enough pressure. Darkseer did his job. He didn't die, but he also didn't apply enough pressure in my mind. And with the rotating supports and the Visage and the tree, they didn't really get much done, and they just kind of like, oh, we're just going to go elsewhere. So they only got the kill bottom lane with the Visage and the Slardar. And so far, I guess you could say IG has been playing this early game really well, considering I thought they might crumble.
Yep, so Ferrari going for a interesting skill build here. 3, 2, 1, still getting some good value out of the static link, bringing up to 14 damage drain per second. And then, of course, you do want 1 point in unstable current here for sure. So that just leaves the maxing of the plasma field in lieu of the ultimate, and I'll probably pick that up around level 8 or level 9. So I've seen a couple different Razor skill builds over, especially when it was very popular. There was a few different options. We're going to see in mid, though, June is going to be caught in a pretty bad spot, and Surge will not help him here. Tossed up, lassoed and knocked down. Chuan will take a lot of tower damage, though, in the process, and they don't break the aggro for a while. So Chuan, living with only 65 HP, barely making his way out.
Oh, the supports wanted to rotate, too, from Newbee side. They have a smoke ready. They really need to get their levels, as you were stating earlier. These heroes need level 6. Tree mostly level 5, so you can have that level 3. But they have a lot of things to go through the tree armor, which you haven't talked about too much. You have the balls coming in, as well as, you know, the firefly, and well, Rabbit's going to be all his damage still sucked away, but still he's got 100 gold from his blink dagger.
Yeah, he's been farming up really well. He's pretty much had the best laning experience one can have on the side of Newbee. The Weavers lost a little bit, and of course the Darkseer hasn't had the perfect time, but the Slardar has been farming up very nicely here. 57 last hits, got the first blood as well, so yeah, Blink Dagger up for him, and he's going to have to be very involved here. He probably goes in with living armor anytime he can see a two-man crush, and finds opportunities to be aggressive, because honestly they have good follow-through. Tree and Protector and Visage are great heroes to immediately move in on that crush, but it's just been... At least for now, they haven't really found the positioning for it, so that Blink Dagger is going to change all that.
Oh, Blink Dagger up on Burning here, even before Slardar. Oh, well, they get it at the same time here. Mid lane, Sansheng could be picked off. Burning has eyes. He wants him.
Yeah, the Gravekeeper's Cloak is not going to be very valuable here, only giving his magic resistance.
He got crushed, though, first.
Oh, wow.
And nice toss into the stun, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to run Burning down here with the Ion Shell on top of Slardar.
So good pickup. I mean, that could have been their loss, but the courier moves on through. They get some idea of what Tiny's up to, and they go in for a counter kill. So kind of making the gank happen before Visage gets picked up, because he pretty much would have been one shot by that combo. Just going in, the Tiny does so much damage at this stage in the game, and the Visage doesn't really have that much in terms of survivability. Gravekeeper's Cloak, pretty limited, barely makes up for his lack of magical resistance. He's at max stacks, he's 20%, and then yeah, later on it'll obviously, when he maxes it out,
this could be a double crush. No, never mind.
Gotta find the key target though. He goes right onto the Dazzle, and he'll bring him down before he can get the Shallow Grave. Nice vacuum also to mini stun that. So they go ahead, they get the easy kill, and they can follow through with the amp damage under tower. They can start making their push happen, and anybody that tries to defend will be immediately jumped on. That said, we do have a little smoke play down bottom, Burning, and Chuan thinking of trying to find some opportunities to relocate to go for kills, but in the end, it is just going to be a farming game for now.
Yep. Yeah, that's the only thing they can really do at this stage of the game, though. They can only get pickups with Darkseer and Slardar right now, because... Just because of the Visage and the tree still being level 5, Weaver's kind of like, don't have that many items. Swarm's okay, and Sakushi's alright as well, but I don't think it's enough. And they're going to find out Batrider before his Blink Dagger. This is great timing.
Wow. Couldn't have timed it better, really. I mean, he was only 30 gold away from that Blink Dagger, and that would have been a huge asset for them in terms of getting some real initiation on the field. Because whenever a Blink Lasso happens, you can always follow it up with the Relocate. It's kind of like when you go for a Beastmaster Roar to set up Relocate, or a Clockwork Hookshot. These kind of abilities will say, okay, this is where we want to take the fight, and they're not going to walk away from it. And now that the Batrider has just taken a few extra precious seconds away from his Blink Dagger timing, that's going to be one gank they don't get. But we'll see here. Faith just trying to leech up some solo experience in the mid here, and also trying to deal with these familiars that are going to be continuously pressuring on the towers. They're not as strong in their continuous right-click potential without the Drow Ranger. They're more about just kind of a burst of physical damage with their first few right-clicks, but even still, they're definitely something to be respected as far as what they can accomplish in terms of pushing, in terms of killing.
Yeah. And right now, still, Tree making sure all these towers are still held up nicely. Mid tower and top tower are both at half HP, so this could be the go time for IG to really pressure before this Tree starts getting that level 7, you know, having all these towers back to full HP. And, well, I guess the go time still needs to be when the Batrider gets the Blink Dagger. And there it is. Here should be our smoke gank, and, well, this will be IG making a lot of pressure. They do have the Darkseer with the mechanism here, so June has to be I guess, quick with those TP reactions, and Newbee have to be realizing that IG are going to be doing something. And yep,
Yep, so that Invisalign is going to be expiring pretty soon. Weaver playing it very safe, very smart. Obviously, he saw Tiny make his rotation that way, but I don't think they saw the Invisalign itself. So, actually, very nice that we just see Moo playing it as safe as can be. And so the Smoke Gank will head to the south. They'll head to the mid lane, try to find an opportunity there. And, yeah, we've got a Dazzle. He may have a TP scroll, but now we've got a few ways of interrupting it. They're going to go for an interesting Blink choice, though. Was there wasn't an illusion or anything there. I'm not sure exactly what he was jumping.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either. But that's all of Newbee's smokes for how long is this right now? What's the cooldown?
That's 6 minutes.
6 minutes, yeah. This is... They got 2 kills, but still, they've acquired 0 towers. Mid tower has about 300 HP left, but that's about it. So... I would say IG definitely weathering the storm's kills is only 2 to 4, but
yeah, but now this is their time to shine. This is their time to get aggressive. Unfortunately, they do get caught out first and foremost. Nice Shallow Grave coming out to help out Luo, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough to actually bail him out here. He'll get pulled back in by the vacuum, sucked under the rug, and yeah, he's going to be taking another death. That's his 3rd death of the 5 that Newbee have claimed here. So yeah, they have really good pressure put out on the Batrider, but he should still be able to get offensive with his next play. You could TP to the bottom tier 2, smoke that up, try to go for a jump. For now, though, Chuan will get caught out, and again, this is the target you need to focus to make sure there's no relocate disengage. So the Spirit IO goes down, Burning goes for the Blink toss onto the sprinted Slaughter, but it's not going to finish him off. Faith going to get run down by the Familiars, by the Weaver, and now we're going to see Ferrari caught in the thick of things. The Familiar stun's doing too much damage, the Mechanism helping a lot, but he's still going to be going down just very, very slowly as they go for the Shikuchi and the Blink Crush to finish him off. Now Luo gets the lasso in, will bring down Rabbit for sure, but Living Armor makes it more difficult than expected, and Rabbit, still alive, gets the crush, is going to be able to get out, just running circles around them with the amplified damage, sprinting, crushing, and just doing everything a Slardar can do. That was a hell of a movement from Newbee, cleaning it up hardcore.
yep. And I thought for sure Slardar was going to die there at the end. Rabbit still surviving. Tiny didn't get the toss off onto him directly and was able to live there. Maybe Burning would have still went down in the end, but still really good rotation in over here by Newbee. I thought they could have just went for the tier 1 tower mid, and that would have been a great trade. But instead, they rotated all their heroes bottom lane. They called out Tuan first, and then they proceed to get the tower as well as almost, was that 4 people dead?
Oh, all 5
Maybe
went
5.
down. I
Okay.
didn't catch the Dazzle dying, but
Yeah, I didn't catch the Dazzle dying as well, but still great start for Newbee. And this opens up Roshan right now too. You have a Slardar on your team, you have Visage with the medallion. This is just asking for easy pickings now.
Yeah, and that's just going to bring it down really quickly. Negative 14 armor. Would you look at that? That's just insane. Yeah, medallion.
He's naked right now.
Yeah, essentially. Worse than that. Like, they've taken off all his skilled plates. They've just gone
so he's
to
taking
the,
off his skin too. Jeez.
Yeah, it's just the weak, fleshy underbelly of the Roshan exposed and bashed in.
Well, I wonder what June's going to be going for next. He's got 1,800 gold here. Greaves is pretty good on Darkseer, but I would say the Blink initiation factor will benefit him a lot more. You have the Blink dual core of Slardar plus Darkseer. That combination is amazing. And as well as Banana, holy cow, he's up to 1,000 gold after that team fight. And this is looking really good for Newbee right now if they get that Blink online for him too.
Yeah, they've just been really executing well, and this has been for the most part without the Darkseer's vacuum in play. Like, we've seen vacuums moved in to just kind of control positioning. Now we're going to see position controlled against the Darkseer with that Batrider lasso, and jumping is Burning with a nice 2-man combo. Going in big damage here. Rabbit going to retreat once again with the living armor. Burning going to be the one to fall instead, and Ferrari taking massive damage. Can Sanchen get the last hit? There's the Soul Stump to finish him off, and of course Wisp falls in the northern end as he's completely pinned in. So that's going to be a 3-for-1. They go in for a kill, they go in for the lasso, and they commit far too hard for far too little.
Yeah, Darkseer went down. He didn't pop his mechanism or his wand first. Instead, he tried to go for the wall and then pop it all, but still, he has a Vanguard. He was so tanky, it took all their spells, and then it was just an easy turnaround there from Bananas with Tree, and then when Sancheng just came in with the nukes as well as the familiars, that was some great stuns, and right now, Newbee are making a case why they should be invited to TI4. I'm really happy for them playing
TI4,
as well
they
as
already won
right
that
now.
one, man.
I mean TI5. Yeah. I wish I was. Shut up, Blaze. Damn it.
Oh,
Got me.
boy.
You got me.
So, yeah, Tier 1 towers are being healed up right now by the living armor, which means that they're really IG's getting nothing off the map. Like, IO Tiny, gonna be great to siege with once they get that active scepter up on burning, but hell, I think he'd be happy with drums right now. Like, they can't get any tower gold. They've only gotten 4 kills, so really it just comes down to last hit chart, and they are leading in that department, 100 CS on both the Razor and the Tiny, but all the same, if you're not following up with kills, towers, anything like that, it just still feels lackluster. And we see 7,500 net worth in favor of Newbee here. So they are really leading the pack. They've got the wall replica back up and available. And they still have the Aegis, right? Yeah. Rabbit has been holding on to that for a little while here. So they're going to keep going aggressive. Going to see aggression up top. Relocate play. Is that just a push?
Yeah, that's just the push. They have the overgrowth here. Twan's almost dead here too. If they
5
kick him off.
seconds. They're going to focus him down. Nice mechanism play. Keeping him up. 2, 1. He's gone. Oh, that was close. But in the end, the full rotation is forced out. The relocate play, the gambit pays off. They waste a lot of Newbee's time, and they lose nothing.
Yeah, this is just the power of the tree once IG are down so far. I mean, the whole point of the Tiny going for this dagger early on, as you're talking about, it would be nice for him to at least have drums. Oh, nice blink away, dodging that crush there. But if you go for this blink dagger and you get 0 kills from it, the Tiny's is worthless. So that's what's happening right now for IG's side, and it's going to be kicking Bernie in the butt now that he didn't go for the fast ags. And well, he's not too far off. He only needs 2,000 gold for it, but still not where you want to be.
Yeah, and I mean, it feels like, generally speaking, Tiny Blink Dagger gives you new opportunities and new ways to position yourself in the fights and make big burst plays with the hero, but I will say that in this game, it's really just given him the confidence to go into bad positions where he's going to just end up going down. Not necessarily to his fault, but just to Newbee's great response. Like, they're always ready for what he can commit to, and obviously that's worked out for them. Now we're going to see Move finishing up the Liggett Sphere, and yeah, I mean, that's still going to be very good against the Batrider last, so there's not much that's going to take it off here. Like, I mean, obviously you can look at like Poison Touch from the Dazzle or something like that, but for the most part, this is just going to be a lasso-only prevention measure, and he can put it on anybody. He can put it on the Slardar when he blinks in. I mean, if you put Living Armor, Ion Shell, and Lincoln Sphere on a Slardar who just blink crushed you, like, what does he have to fear? He can just sprint it up and go to town.
Yeah, the Ion plus the potential for the Solar Crest. You can even have a Lotus Orb on him too. You know how many bubbles that is? I can't even count. There's just so many buffs added to him that could be potential this game, and it's just sickening to think about it here. And he's got a BKB to top it all off. So he was invincible before, now he's just a god. And well, Batrider might be being picked off here. Luo.
Oh, nice! Wow, they found that one blind, just going in, finding their opportunity, getting the crush off. The Aegis will expire, but geez, that was a hell of a jump for Rabbit. Just, I mean, obviously he knew his general position, but to just be spot on, confident with the crush, no hesitation at all. That's just showing what this player can do. And now Burning going to run right into him. They're going to jump the Wisp-No, and that's who's going to be going down very quickly. Nice mechanism. There's going to be the grave. Rabbit now being tossed back. Awkward position for him to be in, but he's got reinforcements. There's the wall. There's the vacuum. Onto 2. And they're just going to keep going. Moo brings down Faith with that nice Shikuchi play. And they're still looking for Chuan, who's looking to relocate out. But unless they're bringing the Tunny back with them, that's just a suicide pact.
It's buying time. That's all IG can do right now is buy time, it seems like. And yeah, Chuan, poor guy. Gonna be not going down here.
Oh, yeah.
Getting good.
They combo on the Weaver at the same time for a bit of a distraction play. Now the overcharge helping out Burning, but still too much stun. And they will be able to follow through with that soul assumption damage. Weaver getting the last hit. Now IO barely making his escape maneuver with that tether. Batrider gonna be crushed down, and that is going to be 17-4 in favor of Newbee. So, surprisingly, in all of that, Chuan's the one to survive. He's the one to.
He's like, oh, thanks for dying for me, suckers.
Instead of take one for the team, it's take the team for one. It's just an interesting play from the support.
All for all, and none for one.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. But, yep, this looks like really good showing here from Newbee. They have all their key items here. There's little IG can really do to team fight them anymore. You have to bank on the split push and get the split pick-offs. But with Bat Rider without a 4-staff is really underwhelming. And at this stage of the game, you really need to have that extra item. You should have had 4-staff by 20 minutes, 25 minutes, maybe have a half of your other item. But still, he's basically an item down now, maybe an item and a half. Not much left he can do in this game, so it's kind of feeling the weight of the hero right now. It's just not doing anything.
Now this is pretty interesting. This is one hero that I actually haven't thought of going Glimmer Cape on, but Visage is actually going to be picking up here. Sancheng's going to try it out. The one thing I'm considering right now is significant mana issues for the Visage. Even though he's got decent regen with Medallion and Bassi, he still only has a mana pool of 624, and...
They have 2 arcane boots, though.
Okay, so that definitely
it's not
helps.
too bad.
But, yeah, what do you think about that? Is it just an all-around item that it doesn't matter who it's on, or is there a specific reason it's good here?
I think it's better to get the Glimmer over the Solar this game, so the Solar Crest, because IG have more magical damage right now than physical. Razor is building, survivability items, mechanisms, drums here, and he's going to be going for a BKB next on Ferrari. And the Tiny, he's got a lot of magic damage. He's not a right clicker yet, so Glimmer Cape is what you want to go for. Normally when you get the Solar Crest, it's for the damage from the attack. And, whoa, Luo is going to be found out here. Blinks away, but, oh, there's a haste rune. No, I thought he was going to grab it and chase him.
You know the drill.
Nope, that'll be covered up here, but they're still going to be very aggressive into the Radiant jungle at the same time. So while they're forcing the Bat Rider out from his kind of backdooring shenanigans by going for those creeps, now we see them just going for a full frontal assault here on the bottom lane. But the real K play up top. They see a low HP tier 1. They want it. Fortification comes out at the exact time they need it to, though, to keep this tower healed up. Keep blocking the damage coming in. And Tiny, even with an Aghanim Scepter, seems to be doing nothing to it. Finally, it goes down. That living armor, though, making it a tough choice. And now the tier 2 falls in exchange. So they finally get their first tower down of the game. 27 minutes in as Wisp Tiny. That is not generally the play that you're looking for.
Yep. And it all goes back to the Treant. Easy living armors this game. I mean, this tower has 3/4 HP. I'm pretty sure it's been here for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, just constantly getting healed up. They do a great job of IG of split pushing and split pressuring, but that's what Treant counters, right? The split push play. So really drafting well so far. Really well played so far as well from Newbee. And I'm just trying to see how IG get back into the game. I said it has to be split pick-offs, split pushing, farming up more, but I don't even know if you can do that, because with a Slardar, with a Darkseer, you have the potential just to be anywhere on the map with this Blink Dagger.
Exactly. And now they've got even more negative armor. They're going to have the AC soon. They've got the Desolator now. All this negative armor just making it so easy to bring people down. Pretty much the only target that's going to survive more than maybe 3 seconds in combat directly is going to be a Shell of Grave target. That's about it. Otherwise, it's just going to be too much damage coming in too quickly. And even the Tiny right now, with his Craggy Exterior at level 3, is only rocking 7 armor. So it's going to be so easy to pummel them with physical damage output. And IG, I mean, they have so much that they need. Like, I feel like the Razor needs a BKB and the Aghanims right about now just to really make an impact in these fights. But he has neither, and they're already getting pushed in bottom.
Yeah, as well as Bat Rider needs a BKB too. I mean, if you get Blink Crush, you're dead. I mean, you have Faith with Grave. Oh, nice Blink away.
Dire's top tower's getting beat down.
So they're just going to go for a little bit of damage on the tower here. Stoneform not going to be coming out in time for one of the 2 familiars. So Sancheng will look for a resummon very soon. He just hit level 11 though, so it's pretty time efficient. Also, they're going to go in right now onto Luo. Big damage. He's going to get graved and still going to be taking a lot of hits here, but the Dazzle Heal and the Fountain Regen is barely enough to keep him alive. And Tiny's going for a base race. He says, screw it, I'm an X. Tiny, you used your fortification earlier, let's go. Overcharging it, and now they're just going to try to cancel TPs, force them into a kind of half retreat, half offensive, and they do end up taking the tier 3 for a tier 3. Now there's a lot of members of Newbee that are still sticking around. Banana's the only one who made it back home, and Chuan's waiting to relocate back if there's more, but there's not. There's just Banana. He gets the overgrowth, but everybody else is running. All the TPs were canceled. It wasn't even stunned out. It was just them canceling their channels. Now Chuan goes.
They just canceled his relocator.
What? What?
That is hilarious.
What face? Like,
I didn't know that you could do that.
he just tossed it and the relocate ended? Is that?
Yes, that was hilarious. And
Well,
that actually saved
Technically, yeah,
Chuan's
it
life.
saves Chuan, yeah. Well, there you go.
Oh my. Well, all IG have to do kind of now is just go top lane, go for that tier 3, and they'll be better. They really can't go back into the bottom lane, but they should smoke up first, try to kill Chuan and Burning. This is the only thing that they can lose to is the split push. Like,
Yeah.
that's the only thing, and all you have to do is address it by vacuuming them and just getting a crush off. So.
Yeah. Any full fight, obviously Newbee are going to have the significant upper hand with the strength of this Darkseer Slardar, but here we see IG kind of showing that they can put them around the ringer. I think we're going to see more careful TP play from Newbee in the future. We've got 4 TP scrolls on their team, and they're probably going to be making sure that they don't cancel a single one of those. I don't think a Flame Break canceled those 2 TPs that I caught before I jumped my camera away. I'm pretty sure they just manually canceled them, and that just seems like they were miscommunicating who was going back and who was staying.
Yeah, I would comment more, but I didn't see it. I was just like, okay, there's TPs coming. Let me go look back at the base. And I'm like, oh wait, the TPs are canceled. Wait, what happened?
Dire's mid tower won't last much longer.
Well, top lane's not pushed out right now, Blaze, and this is Newbee's time to go. No more split pushing for you. IG should have probably been a little bit further ahead here, but now they're most likely going to be forced back to defend here. Both sides do not have a fortify right now.
Yeah, I still think the Tiny might look to go, but they have to consider how long the other 3 members can delay here in the safe lane. In the bottom lane here, the Radiant already losing a lot of HP on the racks. Tiny and Whisper trying to go for it as quickly as possible, try to force them back. They know they can't fight very well, so they're just going to try to use the weave, get involved here on bottom while still committing down as the backdoor protection falls. So we're going to see a couple jump away, 1 TP succeeds, and that's going to be it.
Well, yeah, they're all going to get out here except for Sansheng. Should be picked off here. No, Luo going to give up the chase, not knowing where his nice Glimmer Cape away. Else, yeah, Sansheng would have been picked off there. Well, all his birds are going to be gone, though. This could be something.
Regeneration.
I think Blaze died. Help.
Sorry, my allergies apparently just decided to
Oh.
flare up this morning right when we started the cast, so I'll take some medication for that in between the between.
Oh,
the
you
games,
gotta
but-
get high on me. I'm already high, right, guys? Right, guys?
Right. But
Fuck you, Chad. Okay,
so
I got that
I've been
better.
toggling the sneeze mute like a dozen
Sneeze
times
mute?
already.
I've done that before.
So, but anyways, we're here. We're still in the game, and it's been a pretty active one, all things considered. I mean, yeah, it seems like kill score makes it 17-4, but IG have shown that they can try to bring this one back, and they have some potential maneuvers in a global sense as far as how the push play goes out that really reshapes how battles play out. Instead of making it a who wins a 5-on-5 fight, it turns into who has the better positioning, who has better awareness as far as how the TPs play out. Because Batrider can still go for a couple of cancels. Obviously, that's why Newbee were going so far back to try to get their TPs home. And yeah, I mean, the relocate play could go the other way, actually. Like, what you could do is you could push out top lane, force people to consider TPing away, and as soon as they start doing that, you relocate offensively on them, and any stragglers will be picked off, and that'll give you some really good comeback gold. We're going to see Banana picked up here. They have the Geometry Sight on Luo, so he's just going to put the tree on the cliff and try to burn him down slowly, and so far that's working, but I don't think he's going to drop near fatal range. So they're just going to leave him there. Banana TP's home, and they should have enough to keep their racks alive, so it's just going to be burning to farm the jungle instead.
Yeah, the biggest problem right now is that Burning doesn't have the Assault or a Manta or anything to really help with his attack speed besides the Wisp, and you can't have the Wisp with you anymore because you have to relocate him out. So the attack speed isn't going to be there most of the time. He's really behind an item, as most of the heroes on IG right now. I would say if they had Assault plus an Ags on Razor plus maybe a BKB on Batrider, he has the Ghost Scepter now. Well, there's the Assault. Where did that come from? I guess most of the components were on the Courier flying up there. So not as underfarmed as I thought he was, but he doesn't have buyback right now.
And I would say these are all the items they really need to break the base now. I mean, the Weaver obviously will pick up something extra, a little something on top, a butterfly, or I don't know. I don't think he needs anything defensive like a BKB. So I think offensive is the way to go here. I like crit personally on Weaver. Like I've actually like rushed out Crystallis on the new Geminate attack and had a lot of fun with that. But
Crit's not too bad this game because there's gonna be no Heaven's Halberd, there's gonna be no butterflies. I would think crit would be the best item. Don't need to be MKB at all.
Well, we'll see what he ends up going. For right now, we're going to see the Iron Chill, the Surge, the Sprint, and they can just blink and pass the Tiny, and Chuan's nowhere to be found. There is no response from IG. They just lose the Tiny, and with the Tiny down, the push will ensue in earnest for Newbee. This is their chance to end the game without any trade-offs. Just going in, straight up, easy victory on the high ground, and Tiny can do nothing to respond. Chuan, he went for a relocate play earlier. It didn't pay off, and now they're going to find him in the trees. That's going to be both the Tiny and the Wisp down for 40 seconds, and that's a huge timing window for Newbee to push in.
Yep. There should be at least the tier 3 tower going down mid lane before they respawn. So this will be a or for the man, I can't even talk right now. The barracks should be contested though from IG before it happens, and well, as I lied, they will have enough time to respawn here for the tier 3 middle.
But the important thing is that they can't actually push in on the other lane. There is no way the creep waves are going to get pushed out here. They have to go for a fight. They're purely on the defensive now. There's no split push option left available. If Newbee forces the high ground here, IG are going to have to fight at 5-on-5, and they're going to have to be positioning very carefully against this Darkseer, who's got Shiva's Guard, who's got that max vacuum, of course the wall.
They should relocate bottom lane and get the tier 1, maybe force some TPs out or something. Or they could, well, they don't know where they're at on the map. They could be doing Roshan. It is going to be, the respawn is going to be up soon. Or is that when the respawn timer starts? No, it should be respawning.
Yeah, it should be soon. The Aegis was taken care of a while ago, so yeah, it'll be coming back up in about 30 seconds here. And that's obviously a play Newbee can go for, but I think they're confident without the Aegis, to be honest with you. I mean, with the AC, BKB, and Slardar, with the fact that the Weaver has the max time lapse, the Lincoln's level 19, like, I think overall they just don't have that much to fear as far as getting picked off early in the fights. They have enough sustain with the mechanism, with the living armor. They can just kind of go to town, and now they've got the butterfly. But Lasso coming in, Rabbit going to be the focus fire here, taking a lot of damage, but he BKBs, he'll just glimmer away, and now goes for the crush onto Chuan, getting destroyed. He will be graved up, he will retreat, but at least burning all by himself, unable to kite around. He helped out by the Solar Crest a little bit here. Chuan will bail him out with the relocate, but that really cost them their positioning now in the subsequent engagement. We'll see one familiar go down, but Chuan is pretty much toast. He's going to try to tether to Luo, but oh, he does get it with the flame break, knocking them back.
Too easy. I mean, they didn't time the familiar stun down drop. They could have gotten that. Chuan would have died, but that's their only reliable stun. I guess you could have crushed maybe on time, but Rabbit didn't do it as well, and
that's what I expected.
I'm surprised
but
nobody even died. What was that? That was a great vacuum combination into the tree ulti, but still the BKB link from Razor was like, okay, Slardar, you're not going to do anything this team fight. I'm just going to drain all your damage, and really they only had Weaver there, but I think Weaver got low and he had to run away from Moo. But well, with him having an Aegis now with Butterfly, this Weaver,
yeah,
he's a truck.
He's pretty huge, and I mean, obviously he has to be careful how he uses his time lapse for a second life if he chooses to use it that way, but it's still a very powerful position for him to be in, just having all this right-click damage output amped up by all the negative armor we've been talking about. Slardar has the cheese, so he's pretty confident. And no matter who you static link, the other one's just going to be pounding on you.
Honestly, this weave has probably been keeping them in the game too from Faith. Pre-weaves onto your heroes or enemy heroes is great. He didn't get anything in the poison touch this game. That's only really helpful for canceling TPs, and I don't think he needs it. Definitely having...
Can it even, like, if you see a TP coming, it takes, what, the full 3 seconds to stun them, right?
Don't you get an initial slow...
no mini stun anymore on it. That was actually one of the weird little nerfs to Dazzle that somehow took him out of the metagame for, like, a good 2 months.
Well, good. I'm glad somebody knew that. I didn't. I thought it was initial as well, as long as it was like level 3 or 4.
Nope, mini stun gone, just straight up. So it's like you have to be, if you have it on them, they can't TP away, but you can't really use it to react to a TP is the way I kind of would describe it now.
Yeah, that's... Oh.
But it is still a good linkage breaker. That's the one thing, is Moo still has that linkage sphere, and it's pretty much just been sitting on him the whole time, ready to go in case the lasso does target him. But, I mean...
If you're coming up to get a Linken's off from a Weaver with a Dazzle, then you're probably going to die, though. Because they have great initiation. I don't think it's a reliable way to get it.
Sure.
And Faith has to stay alive in the back lines.
Oh, Tiny doesn't have a TP here. He is committed to this bottom lane push and full, and in 15 seconds he can come back. They're going to have to delay it for a long, long time. Under the tower, June will be pulled in, but he's so tanky. Vanguard and Shivas, he'll just walk away. They'll take the racks. Tiny has committed himself to a full-on base race here in the mid lane, inside the enemy base. The backdoor protection's gone, and he has to, just go for the racks. They'll relocate against the TPs. Banana gonna get chunked on here, gonna go down, and the TP was canceled. Oh, but they're gonna go for the base. There's gonna be a fight in the mid lane, though. Moo's gonna be going on to Lua, who Ghost Scepter survives. Schwan gonna be crushed, but the relocate finishes. So they forced the fortification, but they don't get enough to respond to the two-man racks. They need some more. They're going to go on Sansheng. He'll glimmer away, and that is going to be it. IG cannot follow through further. They will be losing out heavily.
They're going to get smoked right now. Moose still got Aegis. I mean, Twan's pretty much dead here. He could turn this fight around easy. They don't have a lasso. They have nothing to deal with Weaver right now.
Man, I mean, IG are really pulling out all the stops. Like, they are still, like, with the TP cancels and stuff, they keep the heart pounding, but this game is still just getting more and more difficult to come back from. And as we see it now, 21-4, a 16,000 experience lead, a 20,000 net worth lead. Newbee, with 2 lanes of racks, should be in a pretty much guaranteed position to win, but you never know. Burning, he keeps on going for these base plays, and the objective is the throne, not the intermediary resources in between. Yeah.
This is their only way back. Kind of needs to have a Manta style. Manta style is great for disjointing the stuns of Visage Birds. You can get out of the tree and overgrowth. You can dispel the Slardar's amplified damage. But you also need a BKB this game on Burning as well. Because you do need to get out, as I was saying, the overgrowth. You need to find a way to get out of that. You need to take the amplified damage off. Maybe dodge the stun. The crush is very huge, as well as the familiar stuns. They need to kind of get out of here, bottom lane.
Yep, well, Burning will retreat successfully, and Lua will keep on the run here. And, he has TP and everything. I don't think they're going to be able to follow him through the tree line. The swarm does not connect, so he'll be fine. And he is carrying the gem, so his death does mean a lot if he goes down. But as it stands right now, Newbee just kind of controlling this general part of the map here. Really good movement. Honestly, it's been interesting. The gems have been in the owner's hands for quite some time. IG have kept their gem for a really long time on the Bat Rider. And then, of course, the gem that's been on the tree has been there for pretty much the entire game as well.
Oh, big item pickup here from Sansheng. I didn't think we'd see it this game, but I would love to see it. You also have the Lotus Orb now being picked up. That can reflect the static link from Razor as well as the Bat Rider Lasso. So they have 2 things to counter Lasso. They have Lincoln's as well as Lotus.
Yeah, and it's just another thing to throw on Slardar, to be honest with you. I mean, if the static link is countered out, draining...
They're going for the throne. This is like the only play IG can do. They still have... No, they don't have Fortify up here, but they're just going to get the Megas probably and then go back here. I mean, Luo's going to die. Is he going to die to Urn? Yes, he dies to an Urn.
Yeah, this is going to be a wall right onto the Tiny here. Chuan can relocate out all he wants, but this was their last all-in gambit. Burning... Gonna be going down before the relocate comes through, and it doesn't even matter. The racks are all gone. Mega creeps are in play. Newbee have won this game, and Burning, he's just been trying to find the opening, but it's just not coming to him.
Yep. Chuan had the tether. Well, Faith is going to get 2-shot there.
Yeah, but Burning back in the base. He did buy back with that relocate. We'll follow this through to its end. As the Mega Creep starts spawning here, he'll go in and at least clobber down some racks. So they want at least one lane to walk away from this game with, but they know that they're pretty much down and out. The tier 4s are going down. Burning will do what he can here, tossing up June, bringing in the right clicks, but in the end, Chuan will fall, and with him, Burning is completely outmatched. GG comes out, and IG go down game 1 to Newbee.
Yeah, Chuan didn't have the tether up. It's still on cooldown for another 2-3 seconds, so he couldn't relocate out even though it was up. Poor guy. But he tried to make the play there. He did buy back on burning. That was a ditch effort. But the game was still over in kind of my eyes about 15 minutes ago. They tried as best as they could from Newbee. If somehow Luo did manage to cancel Blink Daggers and then maybe IG got 2 sets of racks, then they could have kept maybe split pushing or something. But even if they got an even trade for Raxes, still that's not enough when you're going against Newbee's 5-man push lineup when they're getting these Roshans. And really well drafted from them. They played great in the early game. The Blink Dagger on Tiny was really ineffective this game. Batrider was shut down. He got a 13-minute Blink Dagger, maybe even 14. He didn't even get his Force Staff until 23 minutes in the game, maybe even 24. The hero was completely useless, got shut down, and it was just Newbee dominating this game.
Yeah. And I'm not sure about the Razor pick, to be honest with you. I mean, I like the overall lineup, and I think the laning phase went pretty good for Razor in particular up top. But when it comes down to it, if your game plan is to come back and cancel TPs and go for base race plays, you need something other than a Razor, at least a Eul's carrier.
I think it was Batrider, honestly. They just banned out so many offlane heroes, the Bristle, the Clock, Brood, all the other ones, because Razor, you needed a range hero that could deal with the tri-lane or potentially dodge. They got Dazzle. They knew they were going to get tri-lane this game. They knew they were going to put Darkseer mid, and they knew they were going to put Weaver top at the end so to deal with the Batrider. So I don't think the Batrider is the best choice this game, but it might have been the only choice towards the end, right?
Yeah.
There was only Centaur left, but maybe Tide was left too, but I don't even think Tide against this lineup's good. You just Ravage, and then your hero's kind of useless, it feels, because they have Mechanism and a lot of tanky heroes to deal with it.
Yeah, it was a hard draft for IG. Newbee really pulling out all the stops, and IG not looking at their best. But we're going to go into Game 2 and see if they can bounce back, bring a different strategy, and bring some new life to their team here at the iLeague LAN here. This is an elimination match between these two teams, and Newbee are already up 1-0. Could pull a major upset here. Thank you guys once again for tuning in here to Beyond the Summit. If you guys enjoying the commentary, please look us up on Twitter at twitter.com/blazecasting, twitter.com/Ryuuboruz, and we will be seeing you guys in just a few minutes for game number 2. I'll get some allergy meds, try to clear up, and be ready for some hype casting going into game 2. Thanks for tuning in.